This summer, I'm turning a simple idea into something beautiful, right in my own front yard. Every Sunday, I'll be setting up my garden goods stand to share a little bit of nature, creativity, and handmade charm with anyone who stops by. The stand itself? Built from scrap and pallet wood, things most people toss, I turned into a space that brings people together. I added some grill wheels so it can roll into place each week, and painted it a crisp white with chalkboard paint across the top. Perfect for weekly messages and prices. I added hooks for hanging garden treasures and even repurposed an old cigar box into a cash box. Though I'll also have a Venmo code for easy touchless payments. The very first Sunday was Mother's Day, and I kicked things off by offering leftover goodies from a plant and seed swap completely free. It was a perfect way to begin just giving back. But starting next week, I'll have more to share and for sale. Think homegrown loofah sponges, Ashton's summer salve, fresh flower jars, propagated succulents, and whatever else the garden inspires throughout the season. Every week will be a little different, a little creative, a little bit handmade, and all of it grown and made with love. So if you're nearby, come say hi, pick up something special, and enjoy a slow Sunday in the garden with me.
I had these awesome pallets my hubby got from work. They're really nice. They came apart pretty easy. Taking pallets apart is not fun. It's not hard. I just use a pry bar and then a hammer and bang out those nails from the other side, and then pull them out. Make sure you don't drop the nails in your yard. And then I have my list of measurements written down, and I just use this little jigsaw here to cut all the boards to length, which definitely didn't help in my leveling process.
Okay, so I think I got the main pieces that I need for my setup here. 2 really tall ones, 5 of them at 40, but I'm going to make it 47. 2 at 36 and 2 at 21. There might be more that I need, but so far I think this is it, and I'm going to start putting it together, see how we do.
So yeah, next up, it was put it together time. I kind of laid it out. I made this sketch based on just looking at pictures of other people's like potting benches on Pinterest and such. So I just sketched it up. I wanted to have that higher back so I could hang things. And I wanted it to kind of be at counter height, so when people walk up to it, it would be at their height, and they don't have to bring it to a table. So yeah, I was just lining it all up, making sure I had everything cut so I could put it together before I started putting it together. Making sure I had all the pieces. Oh yeah, here's where I decided the pieces I had cut for that side, I needed 2 more, and I didn't have enough of that piece of wood. So I found another piece of scrap wood that would work. Big thanks to my neighbor Erin, who had her deck redone like 1 or 2 years ago, and how the scrap wood asked me if I wanted it, because that's what a lot of this was made with. Between that pallet and that scrap wood for the deck. So, pretty awesome. And the screws, I got those secondhand as well. Everything in this. The only thing I paid for, I think, was the chalkboard paint. Because I already had the white paint too. Just the chalkboard paint and the wheels, which I will link both of them in the description if you want those things. So yeah, this was crazy too, because I'm building this in my backyard, which is not level. This picture might deceive you into thinking it's level. It's not. I kind of used other pieces of wood to line up the wood.
Okay, so we have a little gap in filming here because I got excitable and started working and didn't get my camera. But just to show you what I did, I moved this down, and then I have a board here to support. I need to get another piece to get this side aligned here because it ends here. I need a little bit more. And then I have these like deck boards, and they're just laying in here. Some of them might need a little hammer, mallet to pound them in. Some of them I might need to trim. These are bigger. But I need to find another length, kind of just to sit with the lip, sits in here so we can hold these in. They're not long enough to go all the way across and rest in the edges, because they match these end pieces. So matching these end pieces is helpful because they can set in there, but this one is not working with me here. We'll see if I can get it in, but I need to find one more like length here. Where's my ring? I need like 15 inches more here. Let's see what I got. So I'm going to cut a piece of the scrap pallet to use for that rest piece. Let's see.
Hoping that it was cut as straight as possible, which was also sketchy because I cut it with a jigsaw and a miter saw.
Yep.
But it all really came together.
Get another resting piece, and then I'm going to cut some.
Only a few minor frustrations, and maybe a couple pieces that I redid or moved around. So I added in these little lip pieces that were below, as you can probably remember me talking about, because all my scrap was too the distance apart. They couldn't lay on top, so I added little lips so they could lay inside of it. It also required a little bit less screws, I think, so I liked that. I decided to do a bottom shelf as well, which looks really good, and I can put other things on while I'm carting it around. Plant some flowers and such.
Alright, so
cool.
I got that one strip. I'm trying to decide if I want to cut something to put there or just leave it opened for like the umbrella or I don't know what. These aren't nailed in, neither are those, but they're like set in. And I put this here so I could like paint this black and write on it. And I'm going to be putting hooks in this top thing so I can hang light things. This won't take anything heavy, but light little things I can hang from that, like my sign and other stuff. So the next thing, we're going to give it a sand and paint it, I hope. I'll probably move it up to the top of my driveway. Well, that worked out pretty good. I like how the bottom has that lip too, so if I put anything in there, it won't roll away as easier. Alright, so I got my wheels on. I ordered these. I put them, a link to them on Amazon. They're actually grill wheels. They're like Traeger. That was a real bitch. Measuring, I don't know if I should say that on YouTube, but anyway, I had to add on another piece here because of how I lined this up so it would give it enough beef for that bolt. I'm gonna go get some more washers here to add some more on this side to give it a little more space and balance it more in the center of that little axle. I'm gonna get some sandpaper and paint, but this was kind of a pain, so we kind of measured to try and make it level. It's really not level. Well, I did my best to make it level, to put the two wheels equal on this side and then cut off a little of the bottom. So now it's hopefully resting mostly level, and I'm able to grab this side, pick it up, and it goes on the wheels. I'll show you. Like this. So yeah, that was pretty difficult to figure out with the tape measure, and I had to get the right drill, and I had to get help. Hence why I didn't get filmed. But it looks pretty cool. Now we're just gonna sand it and give it some paint, and then we'll set it out.
I don't know about you guys, but I always forget how much I dislike painting. Like, it'll be easy, I can just paint it, I can give it a couple of coats, we'll prime it, we'll do this, we'll do that. I hate painting so much. I only end up doing one coat. It looks like a rough rustic whitewash. I'm down. This was an interior-exterior paint that we had used on some trim in the house, so I just threw it on there. It was a real pain in the butt. Also, I used the big roller. She used a small roller. It was a tough day. I was tired. I was probably PMSing. But I got it done. It looks good. And the chalkboard paint, I still have a lot of that left. I'm going to add it to my moon pavers, I think. And I definitely should probably do another coat on the bench.
Guys, I got my stand out this morning. I got loofah gourds, decoy wasp nests, some hanging plant propagations. You get the hanger and the plant and everything in the jar. I only have one flower jar. It's the first one of the season, but it's awesome. I got my salves, and that's all I got today with the decoy wasp nests. And I got my Venmo and my little cash box. So come on out if you feel like it. We'll be here Sunday. I'll be at work, but this will be here.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you love this. If you live near me, come to my stand on Sundays and get something. Bye.